Lindsay Nova here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please make sure you hit subscribe if you love all things yoga and meditation. Today we are going to continue with the Pranayama series, so make sure that you watch my other videos before you go on to this one. So today we are going to practice Kapala Bhati. Kapala Bhati is a rhythmic and dynamic breathing technique that uses percussive exhalations through the nose while pumping the belly inward and then turning your internal gaze toward your third eye. So Kapala Bhati is translated to the skull shining breath. And so it is cleansing for our frontal lobe, so casting away any doubts or fears that we may have. And it does this by turning our internal drishti or gaze into our third eye area. That's our center of intuition and wisdom. It is the gateway to illumination and enlightenment that resides in our crown chakra. So this is a really great breathing technique to do every day. And it's also a shot karma, which is one of the 6 cleansing techniques that was prescribed from the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Kapala Bhati is best only done in the morning and on an empty stomach because it is an energizing and a heating breath. So I recommend that you do not practice this breathing technique at night, especially if you have insomnia or if you have food in your stomach. So the first thing we want to do is work on making the breath percussive. So it doesn't matter how fast you go in the beginning, and you may want to make sure that you have blown your nose pretty well before you do this because you're going to be forcing a lot of air out through your nose. So we'll just start with 10, nice and easy. Don't worry about anything else so far yet. So inhale, and then we'll quickly pump the breath out through the nose. Okay, that wasn't too bad, right? Maybe just feels a little bit silly. You probably saw that I was moving there because my abdomen is flapping in. Maybe it's second nature for me, but you may have noticed that your belly was just naturally pumping in because when you exhale, your exhalation naturally contracts your abdomen inward toward your spine. So if you need some help to feel this, just place your hand on your belly and then you can just push your belly in with every exhale. Okay, so you'll inhale and then exhale, inhale, exhale. And I actually have a little bit of a cold, so you can actually really hear it. So this one's actually been really good for me. And this breathing technique is also really good if you practice Jala Neti, which is the nasal irrigation, because it will help get all of the salt water out of your nose. Okay, so now we'll try this again and keep your hand on your belly. And if you can, go a little bit faster and we'll take 20 rounds. So inhale, and here we go. So that one we went a little bit faster that time, and I usually just count in my head all the way up to 10, and then I'll count again all the way up to 10. So like if I'm only gonna do, let's keep it easy, 3 sets of 10, I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So that way I keep track of how many that I'm doing, because ultimately maybe I want to do like 10 rounds or something. If you begin to do more than 10 rounds of this, it starts to get a little bit confusing, in which case I recommend that you just use a timer and you set your goal to do Kapala Bhati for 1 to 3 minutes. So now the third part of this is to roll your eyes inward and upward toward your ajna, toward your third eye. So this is simply just an internal practice to direct our energy upward, ultimately to direct our Agni, our inner fire, and the digestive system, and the Swadhisthana, the sacral chakra, all this creativity and sensual energy, and we bring it upward so that we can become more enlightened beings. So you just close your eyes and you simply just focus on the third eye. Okay, so let's take one more round. This time we'll take 30. Here we go. You can keep the hand on the belly or just rest your hands on your knees in your lap and take a big inhale and pumping the breath out. And so with this breathing technique, you don't really worry about the inhales. You're not inhaling and then exhaling through the nose. Okay, so you're just really focusing on the exhale. So it's good to take a really long inhale at the beginning so that you get as long of an exhale as you can at a time. And if you start to feel dizzy or out of breath at any time, just stop and come back to this practice when you feel ready. You can always take a break, lay down, but make sure when you practice this that you are seated, right? It's best done in a seated position. This breath is also often known as the breath of fire. It's also often used in Kundalini yoga, so you may see it performed in different yoga postures if not just performed in a pranayama practice. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Lindsay Nova. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Make sure you hit subscribe, and you can visit my website, lindsaynova.com, and join me on a yoga teacher training. Namaste and Sat Nam.